Programming sucks. I made a for loop so that each save file can have its own pool of names to pick from. It's to prevent duplicates, but I go and it crashes every time. And so I think, oh, okay, well, I'll check the save files. And I check the save files. They look weird, so I delete them. And I try it again. And I go and I make a new file. I make characters and save. Oh, what do you know? It all works now. And I go to bed thinking it all works now. But I go back to it and I open the same save file up and, oh, what do you know? It crashed again the next day after I thought that maybe it had just been a problem with older save files before I'd made the change. And so I think, well, it's the problem with this for loop and this being out of range. So what if I just change this to a 1? You know, maybe the array is broken or something. So I change it to a 1 and then I try it again. And it works now. Like, seriously. That's so stupid. But then, you know, it works, but if I keep making characters, now there's duplicate names. 13 and 0 have the same name. And the name duplication only happens with the first character it generates. And that's makes sense, because I took out the first step of the for loop, right? So because it doesn't check this person's name, it doesn't crash. That doesn't make sense. I can see the name. Why would it crash? And then I noticed, after just changing things randomly and testing, that the first time I load a file, the first character is blank. If I load another file and load this one again, he's back. He's there again. But if I load any file, it has this problem. And the first time I load a save file, the first character becomes totally blank. But every subsequent time, it doesn't. And I cannot figure out why, because it says right here that it uses these character count and stat count things to cycle between characters and stats. And it does the same thing every single time for every single INI file. And it writes right here, game.party character count stat count, which should at the start be 0, 0. And it isn't until after this point that those values can change, because this and this are the only places in the code where character count and stat count change. So it should every single time start with 0, 0. But 0, 0, let me just make sure it doesn't crash real quick. 0, 0 is this 0 right before the guy's name. But it doesn't load when I change the... But it doesn't load properly when I change the for loop, so that it doesn't crash. This is why it's crashing, because the first time I load a save file, for no discernible reason, it does not see that there is a 0 section in the INI file, and it's pissing me off, and it makes no sense, and I have no clue why it's happening. Programming sucks.